Okay, welcome back to my channel. Now, if you watched the video that I made right before this one, you'll understand a little bit more of the reasons why I had declined, which is the one that says 725 for 9 miles. Now, that was at 5:39 yesterday evening. The one on the right-hand side says 1 minute later at 5:40, they sent me an offer for $14.25 to go 16.8 miles. So once again, there's more miles than there is dollars. So that's already a turnoff. Plus everything that I mentioned in the last video. But on top of all that, there's a whole lot of new issues. Now, I encourage you to watch the other video just so you can understand the issues that I had from the starting point to the point of the drop-off, which was right about here, and how it was going to take more time than even what they were calculating, because they weren't looking at the time of day it was, the busy time of traffic, school had let out, everything, that you would think that they would take into consideration. Now, what I can also say is their offers work kind of like an algorithm. So they're testing me to see, okay, she doesn't want to take something under $10. Is that it? So let's offer her $14 and see if she'll take it. But it's still not worth it. And let me break it to you the reason why. Now, like I said, it'd be a lot easier for you to comprehend all those issues watching the other video, because that'll take you up about to this point right here. Now, from that point until the red dot, I probably wouldn't have any issues except for maybe the 5 to 6 o'clock traffic. But once I get to this red dot, let me show you the bigger issues that we have no control over that I would have had. Now, if you watched my other video, you saw where I was pointing out the signs about the Naval Air Station Museum. Well, to even get to that, you have to pass through this. Now, mind you, it's coming from all the way down that long road. This was Blue Angel Parkway is what it's called. You do see the speed limit sign, okay? Now, you see how it won't even let me get close to it on the maps, okay? You have to have a military ID to even get on here. So what happens when you have DoorDash, things of that nature? Because there's a couple of bases here in this city. Well, what they'll do is, I'm not sure exactly where on this one, because my sister's come here, but I haven't yet. But on the other base, they'll make you come in and you tell the guys, and they'll tell you where to park at. And whoever the customer is has got to meet you up here. So once you've learned that those orders fall within those boundaries, you can contact your customer and you decide yourself whether or not it's worth it. But let me give you an idea of how far back. So let's turn this back around like this. Okay, so that gate was right in this area. The customer is way over here. Bzzz. And Wingstop was where? Let me see. Oh, way up here. Okay? So it looks like, oh, well, you just make a big old loop. No, you don't. Because you're going to come right over here and you're going to sit. And like with the maps, it would not even let me give you an idea. Coming around this curve, trying to take little man here, drop him. Nope. It won't let me go on it myself. Now, when I lived here as a child, yeah, we could come through right through here and anybody could come. But ever since they had some big bomb scare, whatever, after the 2020 virus busted out everywhere, this place has all been on lockdown, and it's this whole area. Now, I don't want you to get discouraged, because mind you, that yesterday I started at 5:30. We're now at 5:40. I've turned down the first 2 orders. So what I did, because I'm still stuck in traffic where the red line is I decided to switch lanes and decide to come to the right. And then right as I'm coming up to the right, I get an order start coming in. So I pull off before I can even read the order. And it's to Church's Chicken, which was right there at that intersection as well. And I look at the address and say, okay, you know what? The dollar amount, whatever, that sounds reasonable. So as you see in the green, I decided to do a U-turn, and I went back and I went to Church's. Now let me break down the order. I didn't get to get a screenshot of it, but I do, when I do my orders, I write down everything on the ones that I've accepted, as far as the time that I get to each place, what the mileage is at each place, the whole 9 yards. So let me show you what I did accept and what I got paid for. Okay, so down here at the bottom of the blue is where the Church's Chicken is. And that's the path that they wanted me to take to go to the address that they had given me. Now that red triangle there, that is our county fair, which just happens to be going on right now, which I completely forgot about. But hey, traffic really wasn't as bad as it could have been, so I made it through there pretty good. Now, I can tell you, and I'm going to show you in a minute, I'll show you what it looks like, where I had to take it to. But looking at the timestamp there, 5:40 is when I got the order, the offer. I was sitting at already putting 1.3 miles on my vehicle. Made that U-turn, went right back there, pulled up in the parking lot. It was 5:43. I was at 1.6 miles. Now, I didn't have to wait too long to get the order, because when I got back in my vehicle, it was 5:52, and I got the address of where I was taking it. Now, I've heard on some people's videos where they say that you get these stacked orders and you can take whichever order you want to first. In my situation, that has not happened, because they won't give me the addresses until I say, okay, I've got the food. And if I have a stacked order, they will give me whichever one they want me to take first, that address. And then after I've completed that one, then they'll give me the other address. So I don't know if that just works differently per region or what, but that's what's been for me. And I've taken 3 stacked orders so far. Now, I don't want to tell anybody not to take a stacked order, and I don't want to tell anybody to take a stacked order, because a lot of what I hear on these videos from other dashers, the positive things, it doesn't seem to work out here in this city. So y'all let me know in the comments if y'all experienced any of this, because again, to me it seems really hard to get orders that are more than $1 a mile, and the stacked orders have not been worth it. I've tried them, like I said, 3 times. Now, going back to the order, I ended up arriving at the location. It was 6:08. The mileage was 8.6 miles. And when I got back in my vehicle and completed everything, it was now 6:12. So I always write down, if I get the chance, how much the base pay was and the tip, because I want to know how much DoorDash is playing with things. So the base pay was $6.25 and the tip was $3.50, so it was $9.75. It took me 32 minutes, and it was 8.6 miles per DoorDash's way of adding things up. But for myself, it was actually 15.6 miles to get back to Church's, where I started from. Now, let me show you where I was sent off to. Now, it was just getting dusk time, so it wasn't dark yet, it was just getting dusk time. So I was coming up this way. And these little it was telling me to go up and make a U-turn and come back, that type of thing. Now, and I saw that, let me go back. I saw that do not enter sign, so I knew I couldn't do it here. So I had to go up to the next one, which was here. So now you got cross traffic there. Now, mind you, That's an interstate right there. That's Highway 10. Okay, so you got a lot of traffic right there. And this is actually still under construction. And what this is actually a Marriott by another name. When they did this recording, the parking lot wasn't done yet, which it is done now. But still, there's only one way in. You have to come back out through the backside, which is pretty ghetto-like, and then come back around, and then you can come back down this way and go back out. Now, luckily, the room was on the first floor, and it was real close to the lobby, so that worked out really cool.